The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today for Career Pathways of Journeypersons. My name is Sean Watson, and I will be your host today. You should now see the title slide on your screen, and just to the right, the webinar control panel. If at any time during the presentation you have a question for our presenter, just type it in the question box and submit. When we get to the end of the presentation, I will ask the questions for you. The Canadian Apprenticeship Forum asked over 700 journeypersons about their career pathways in the trades. Today, you will learn about the survey results. Although many parents and youth report seeing trades careers as limited in terms of career progression, the results indicate quite the opposite. Respondents report apprenticeship as a stepping stone to mentoring others, management, and other occupations such as union positions or college instructors. I'd now like to turn things over to our lead researcher, Emily Arrowsmith. She will take you through the insights and recommendations resulting from this research. Over to you, Emily.
Thanks, Sean. Welcome, everyone, to the webinar. Today, I'm going to share with you some of the results from a national survey we did with 754 journeypersons. We were really motivated to conduct this survey because learning about careers in the skilled trades is important to CAF members. So this is CAF member-only research that we did. Career awareness and youth engagement consistently remain top priorities when you talk to members. But many negative perceptions of skilled trades careers still exist. Youth, parents, educators, when we survey them, still indicate biases towards university education, and there's a common perception that there is limited opportunities for personal growth, learning, and professional advancement in the skilled trades. There's really a feeling among some youth educators and parents that these are not careers but really dead-end jobs. Youth parents and educators have said, when we look at their survey comments, things like trade jobs do not require as much time or education, and therefore you do not get a proper education. There is less opportunity to advance or branch out into other fields. University will lead to a degree and upward social mobility in society. So over the long term, it is better to pursue university. There are limited opportunities in the trades. University is better as a post-secondary option because it provides opportunities for personal growth and a variety of life experiences. The work is not interesting. So as some youth and parents have commented, a degree is needed in modern day society. In present day, employers always seek those who have university degrees over those who do not have one in their possession. In our current society, skill isn't enough for advancement. No degree equals no management opportunities. Salary is good but not excellent, and there is little room for advancement or change and growth as the years go by. So this is the feeling among some youth, parents, and educators. To test these assumptions and to supplement our own knowledge about skilled trades careers, we talked to 754 journeypersons across the country, and we asked them about their career experiences so we would have additional information that we could share with our members and that our members could share with youth, parents, and educators. As a part of the survey, you had to have a certificate of qualification to participate. CAF distributed the survey to a wide range of organizations, such as unions, colleges, employers, and industry associations. The survey was then distributed through those organizations to extremely large networks across the country. Just some notes to keep in mind when we're looking at the percentages. Often on some of the questions we allowed respondents to give multiple answers, and the percentages were rounded, so they're not always going to add up to 100%. So as a part of this survey, we asked journeypersons a series of different questions, and the findings give us insights on the following. We asked about income levels, We asked about related occupations and career advancement. We talked about the value of a certificate of qualification and the Red Seal designation. We asked Journeypersons to talk about the benefits and drawbacks of skilled trades careers. We asked them to talk about their experiences with mentoring. And we also asked them to make recommendations about how skills training and apprenticeship could be improved. This research addresses gaps in the literature. Most surveys focus on newly certified journeypersons. For example, Statistics Canada's National Apprenticeship Survey focuses on recent completers or discontinuers. But the journeypersons who participated in the CAF survey were at different points in their careers, and some of the people were very advanced. So they could really look back and reflect upon a wide range of experiences, providing us with new insights into the benefit of these careers that cannot be obtained from other surveys where we're talking to journeypersons who have recently graduated. So these are some new insights that we're gaining through this survey. We know that many journeyperson individual profiles exist, but this survey allowed us to talk to a number of journeypersons across the country, and it really allowed us to see some patterns that were emerging that really support the individual stories and do not support a lot of the assumptions that some youth educators and parents might make about these careers. Respondents from every jurisdiction completed the survey, with the highest number of respondents from Ontario, followed by Nova Scotia, Manitoba, and British Columbia. A wide number of trades were included in the survey. Most of the people who filled in the survey, 36% of them were electricians, and then 34% said they were other. So that's just important to keep in mind. We know that the electrician trade is well paid and that there's a high number of safety concerns with this trade. And so that's just an important thing to keep in mind when we're looking at some of the survey results. Other included a wide variety of trades. Just to give you some examples, power line technicians, heavy-duty equipment mechanics, steam fitters, pipe fitters, gas fitters, and mobile crane operators were just some of the people included in the other category. We also had millwrights, carpenters, automotive service techs, plumbers, welders, HVAC, machinists, and cooks. So really in the survey we tried to talk to a diverse set of tradespeople, including a number of different sectors. In terms of income, survey respondents reported on their annual gross income before taxes. And we really see that you can earn a good income over the course of your career in the skilled trades. 20%, which was the highest percentage, reported earning over $100,000 per year. It's also important to keep in mind, since we talk to journeypersons at various points in their careers, we're probably in that percentage is people who are at the height of their earning power because they're been working in their trade or in their occupation a very long time. We know that according to Statistics Canada from the National Apprenticeship Survey, when starting out, it's more typical for a journeyperson to earn between $60,000 and $70,000 a year as their salary, but it really depends on their trade, and that's a very important thing to keep in mind. There's wide variations in salary based on what trade you're in. So if you look at the results broken down, 20%, as I said, were making over $100,000. 13% said they were making in the range of 91 to 100. 17% said 81 to 90. Another 17% said 71 to 80. 12% said 61 to 70,000, and only 10% said 60,000 or less. We did ask Journeypersons about related occupations, and this was very important because youth parents and educators had really talked about, you know, dead-end job, limited opportunities. So we wanted to ask Journeypersons if they had pursued any other occupations over the course of their careers. And Journeypersons did report that they had held supervisory positions. 39% had said they were forepersons, and this was the largest percentage in the survey. 31% said they were business owners at one point during their careers, and 23% of the respondents said they were managers. So even though some youth parent and educators had commented that you can't move up and you can't be in a management position if you start off with an apprenticeship, this is not being supported by these survey results. The respondents are actually saying that they had moved on to other supervisory positions over the course of their careers. Now, something just to keep in mind, a lot of these respondents likely had completed additional training of some kind, so they'd probably taken courses, or they had pursued a college diploma or maybe even a university degree. We know from other research, for example, that it's quite typical that most forepersons would have a college diploma. But the key point is apprenticeship was the foundation in which they were able to pursue these additional occupations. Respondents, in addition to the supervisory positions, also commented that they had been able to get union positions, and 24% said they were able to become trainers or college instructors. So when we look at the survey responses and respondents' comments, we really see that there's a wide variety of opportunities for people who pursue an apprenticeship and then go on to become a certified journey person. They can be forepersons, managers, trainers. Some people even reported becoming executives, safety officers, engineers, inspectors, college instructors, project managers, pursuing a union position. There's quite a wide variety of things you can do. This graphic is interesting because it really shows the multitude of possibilities that are available to people who pursue this career path. And it's not really limiting like a lot of the youth, parent, and educator survey findings were suggesting. So just to give you a sense of some of the Journeyperson comments in the survey, just to give you a sense of some individual experiences, Journeypersons did comment positively about career advancement. As one Journeyperson said, "It has offered me good opportunities, a foundation in the trade I perform, skill level, and numerous opportunities for advancement in my field. I am currently teaching the trade that I learned as an apprentice myself, and it is very rewarding." Another Journeyperson said, "I started as an apprentice and I ended my career as a general manager of a 35-person mold making company. I am currently in high-tech CAD software sales. I have been where my customers are, so I understand their challenges and needs related to technology." Another Journeyperson commented, "An apprenticeship was a launching point to a very satisfying and diverse series of career moves and educational attainments which I could not have imagined in my early 20s. As a part of the survey, we asked Journeypersons whether they felt like their certificate of qualification had held them back in any way. And 88% of respondents said no, they did not feel like it held them back. 7% said that they did feel in some ways the credential did restrict them because there was company or public service competitions that had college diploma or university degree requirements, so they couldn't apply for those competitions because they didn't have that credential. Some respondents said that they felt like their certificate or their previous experience was not recognized, especially by universities. And this reflects something we understand, that post-secondary institutions continue to struggle with the recognition of prior learning, credit transfer, and inflexible student transitions. We also asked Journeypersons about the value of the Red Seal designation, and 74% of respondents in the survey actually did have their Red Seal. So we asked them to comment on some of the benefits. Journeypersons said the Red Seal made them more employable, it enhanced labor mobility, it helped them get promotions or secure new work opportunities, it allowed them to teach at a college, it gave them credibility in their trade and sector, and it provided a solid foundation for future growth. A minority of respondents said that employers do not value the Red Seal, and they felt like it had been a bit of a deterrent in their careers. Another portion of respondents said that the Red Seal made no difference, and that was actually the third most popular response after more employable and enhanced labor mobility. So those are just some impressions that people gave of the Red Seal. We also asked Journeypersons to comment on the benefits from their perspective to a career in the skilled trades. Many of the Journeypersons said good pay, interesting work. 53% of the respondents said interesting work was one of the major benefits, despite what the youth parents and educators said about the work not being interested. Full-time employment, satisfaction in building and creating something, opportunities to do different kinds of work, the fact that they didn't have to be in an office all day, and a chance to travel were additional benefits that Journeypersons identified. The travel one is interesting. 40% of Journeypersons who responded to the survey said that they had to work in either another province or another country over the course of their careers. But 25% said this was a benefit. The other percentage of people thought that it was a hardship to have to move away from their families and friends, so they did not perceive that as a benefit, but 25% did, and they talked very positively about how they got to live and meet all kinds of interesting and different people all over the world, and they just felt like it gave them a lot of opportunities to see different places and to meet different people. So just to give you a sense of some of the individual Journeyperson comments, one Journeyperson said, "It provided me with an incredible level of practical knowledge that has benefited me immensely in my career. It gave me insight as an engineer that would have taken several years to master without the trades background." Another Journeyperson said, "I would question the notion that front-end programs like degrees or diplomas are equivalent or superior to an apprenticeship, as they often lack the most critical component, social interaction in the context of the workplace. No one ever learned how to be a senior executive at school, they learned it at work." Another Journeyperson said, "It allowed me to be a part of the building of cities and companies and to contribute to the community in a physical way. Becoming a union tradesperson has provided me a well-paying, secure job and the potential for new training to constantly upgrade my skills. I believe with a skilled trade, you are always able to make a decent living. One piece of advice I was given by an instructor in Bolton, one journey person shared, was that as an electrician, you will get top wages, and you should always try to invest part of that money in further education in the trade. If it is less than 1% of your wage, reinvesting in yourself will pay dividends. Other journey persons talk positively in their comments about apprenticeship training as a building block to pursuing other science, math, and business courses. One respondent said, becoming a journey person is only the first stop in developing a person's career path. Where a person goes and what they do with their ticket is what they make of it. Having supportive employers who see the value and potential in an employee is important too. Adding additional education, endorsements, and certificates to the journey person's toolbox enhances their success and satisfaction in their career. We were also able to ask journey persons about mentorship, and this was a neat thing about the survey because usually when we survey people who are just starting out in their careers, they might not have a lot of mentorship experiences that they can discuss. But in our survey, over 87% of respondents had mentored an apprentice. Journey persons talked really positively about some of the benefits from mentoring. The number one thing they said is that they enjoy being able to pass down knowledge about their trade to the younger generation. It was also very important to the journey persons that they model and promote safe work practices. They also commented positively about being able to receive help with complex tasks. Mentoring gave them a sense of giving back to their trade, and they enjoyed being able to share technical skills, life skills, and work ethic with a young person who they can see develop and mature over time. Journey person shared some individual experiences and feelings about mentoring. As one journey person said, I improve my communication skills and I improve my self-esteem when mentoring apprentices. The benefit of mentoring is being able to pass down knowledge of efficient and safe work practices and knowing that that apprentice will learn to become a safe and productive worker for years to come. Another journey person said it's really all about collaborative learning. I can show an apprentice how to approach a problem, but they may take that general approach and come up with a solution that I wouldn't have thought of. So just to summarize the survey findings and the experiences that journey persons talked about in their comments, we really created this circular graphic that shows that it's a lifelong cycle of learning in the trades. So the foundation, of course, is the apprenticeship. Then you continue to develop your skill sets, you hone your safety skills, you learn about new technologies, you gain enough skills and knowledge that you can mentor an apprentice and pass down your knowledge. You get to experience two-way skills development where you're learning from the apprentice. You can take business, technical training, and other courses to obtain further education. You can constantly improve your skill sets to benefit yourself and your apprentices, and it really comes back down to the foundation of the apprenticeship. And so this was a really common theme in a lot of the comments, that it's really lifelong learning. We did ask journey persons to talk about some of their career challenges, and journey persons discussed some of the issues they had. They said that it was difficult to find an employer sponsor, and some people talked about the lack of clarity around the process to become an apprentice. Some trades, as we noted earlier, are more low paying than others. So some journey persons did talk about the low paying work. And obviously that's just reflective of the variety of trades that have been included in the survey, because we know that there's a lot of trade variation. Some journey persons talked about their experience not being recognized by institutions if they wanted to pursue further education. Some journey persons talked about injuries and health issues that they'd experienced, so they felt like it had taken a physical toll on them. And other people talked about doing work that they really felt was unappreciated. We asked journey persons to make recommendations and comments about skills training and apprenticeship. So the last few slides I'm going to go over here really highlight some of the recommendations that they talked about. Really, the number one thing they said in their comments was related to skills development. So overwhelmingly, journey persons made comments about the importance of emphasizing skills and quality work, of maintaining or strengthening trade standards, of really valuing the Red Seal designation, and ensuring that we're doing what we can to position the Certificate of Qualification as equal to the university degree. And the results with the youth, parents, and educators would indicate we have a bit more work to do in that area. Youth and parents especially put a lot more prominence still on the university degree as opposed to the Certificate of Qualification. So we do have some work to do there to change that perception. Secondly, journey persons talked about promoting pride and respect in the trades, combating negative societal attitudes, and emphasizing to young people the importance of developing your skills, of constantly learning, of having a good work ethic, and having the right attitude. And related to mentoring, some journey persons did say it becomes really challenging to be a good mentor and to do good teaching and mentorship with some young apprentices if the young apprentice doesn't understand what is involved in learning the trade, isn't open to learning, or doesn't have a good work ethic. So that was a common issue that journey persons raised. Journey persons also recommended promoting the trades at high school, explaining the apprenticeship pathway to guidance counselors and all the opportunities that are available, offering more trades courses at high school with updated curriculum and equipment. Journey persons also talked about harmonization and mobility, and they really supported harmonization efforts, and they felt like apprentice mobility should be facilitated across the country. Journey persons also talked about on-the-job training. They talked about the importance of enhancing mentoring processes and teaching, emphasizing to apprentices that it's really important to maintain your physical health so that you can have a long career and that you can prevent injury. They supported the notion of lifelong learning and knowledge exchange between apprentices and journey persons, and they really said we have to emphasize apprentice skill development and high quality workplace programs. Journey persons talked about the importance of apprentices having a variety of work experiences, and that communicating to apprentices that they should be open to meeting new people and working for different companies so that they can gain a variety of experiences. Encouraging employer involvement was also really important. Employers should understand the skills tradespeople bring to the workplace, even though they might not have a skilled trades background. Journey persons talked about an employer might be an architect or an engineer, but he's got to understand when solving problems on site that the tradesperson might have a lot of valuable insights to add, and their point of view should be respected in discussions. The difficulty in finding an employer sponsor is a persistent issue, and Journeypersons talked about more employers being involved in apprenticeship, and we know this is an ongoing concern in the apprenticeship community, and that employer engagement is a common issue of concern. Journeypersons also talked about financial incentives such as supporting fair wages and pensions and offering better tax breaks on tools. Journeypersons also talked about technical training, providing incentives for tradespeople to become college instructors, encouraging instructor and industry input on curriculum, offering better apprentice examination preparation to improve pass rates on the exams, offering alternatives to block training to create more access, and providing more funding for facilities to train apprentices so teachers have the proper tools they need to teach to industry standard. Journeypersons also talked very positively about supporting career advancement, so really working on creating better links among apprenticeship, college, and university programs, and providing better recognition of prior learning and easier credit transfer. So we know that a lot of work's been being done in this area in terms of people being able to start off in a trade and then go and get business courses, to improve their capacity to run their own business or to work in a supervisory capacity. So we know work's being done in this area, but Journeypersons really supported doing more work and really making sure that youth understand that the apprenticeship is a foundation that can go to other opportunities. Some Journeypersons said that more courses should be offered to apprentices and Journeypersons on accounting, timesheets, and inventory. So those are some of the main insights from the survey that I wanted to share with you today. Please feel free to email me with any questions or comments. I'd really appreciate any insights that you may have. Now, at this time, I'll pass it back over to Sean.
Thank you so much, Emily. We have some great comments that have come in, no questions per se over the course of the webinar, so I'll be passing those along to you. And as Emily said, if anyone in the audience has ideas of how we can use this great information in our career awareness outreach, please send those ideas either to Emily or myself, and I'll pass those along. There's still time to register for the Canadian Apprenticeship Forum's two-day symposium in Ottawa on October 22nd and 23rd. This complimentary event will feature industry panels, roundtable discussions, and face-to-face networking opportunities. We will be sharing new research findings about the demand for skilled tradespeople and the launch of a new labor mobility tool called On the Move. You can find out more and register by going to the News and Events page at our website. CAF is also presenting 3 regional events this November in Halifax, Calgary, and Burnaby. More information about tackling skills shortages in Canada, an apprenticeship-focused approach, can also be found on our website. On October 14th, you can join us for our next webinar, Experiences with Mobility in Canada, drawing upon a CAF survey of employers who hired outside their jurisdiction and apprentices who moved. Hear about the experiences of those apprentices and the employers with relocation across Canada. You'll learn about the barriers to labor mobility as well as the supports and solutions. Thank you all again for joining us today, and we look forward to welcoming you at our next event.